Today we're going to be talking about pretty general things. So it doesn't really matter where you're joining us from, but I'm just nosy. If you're able, please go ahead and chime in. Let us know where you're joining us from in the chat. Hello, Danielle. Good morning. Oh, happy Miami to you. I am in Miami as well. If you've joined me a couple of times or know me, I am Rosie Sells Miami. So I am in the general Miami area, serve anywhere from Key West all the way up to Palm Beach. We serve all of Florida though, but that's my general area. Hello, Richmond, Virginia. Awesome. Thanks for joining us. We're going to get started in just a minute. A couple more people joining. If you're here, please remember to mute yourself. I would appreciate it. Thank you. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started again. Thanks for joining me. If you're here, I want to just talk to you a little bit about what I said we were going to be doing today. We are still going to be doing the staging information and listing photos today, but I did say I was going to have a special guest. What we're doing is we're going to actually do a two-part series on this. So today we'll do sort of just conversations and visuals on listing photos and staging and just tips on that. And then next week, we're going to actually have our guests join us. They were not available today, so I decided, this is a pretty important topic, especially since we're coming up on the new year, and we just want a refresh maybe on taking those pictures and staging these homes to get them sold faster. So I'm happy we will be doing a two-part series today with me, and then next week we'll have Jean join us from Marketholics, which is an agency here locally in Miami, in my area, that does service real estate agents. And they do, everything from listing photos to, drone photography and video. So they are the experts. I trust them with all of my listings, and I'm happy to have him join us next week to sort of really wrap all this up that we're going to be talking about today. Guys, if this is the first time you're joining me, thank you. And then for all of my my people who have come every Tuesday and joined me, I thank you for coming back. If you know the little couple of things I want to talk to you about at the beginning, if you want to talk to me, please. I probably won't see that chat box. Amber will probably do a good job at telling me there's something in there. I understand a lot of you are at work and you can't unmute yourself to talk, but that's going to be the best way to get my attention. I'm going to read off the slides, and as you know, I don't see that chat box often. So please unmute yourself and just say, "Hey, Rosie, I've got a question," or anything at all. Chime in, please. It's open forum. I love to have discussions with you. So if you're able, please do that. If not, go ahead and put it in the chat and I will do my best. At the end of the session, I like to go in there and make sure nobody's got questions that I didn't touch upon. But if you can, please unmute yourself. All right, so let's get started today. We are going to be discussing how, like I said, it's a new year. You're going to get new listings, and I want to talk about doing new photos. Not only new photos, but just better ones. I have come across some scary photos on the MLS lately. Always you're going to have the people who like to do a very professional job and spend a lot of money on photography. And then you've got the agents who simply can't, and they're doing it with their phones, which is fine. However you have to run your business, you got to do what works for you. But I want to talk about the areas that you should highlight in making look the absolute best possible. And those areas are going to be the kitchen, the bathrooms, and the primary bedroom. And so I'll read this for you, but screenshot anything, including the photos that are to come on the following slides, because these are great things that you can actually make a part of your listing presentation. And if you don't want to take mine directly, of course, make your own. But just so you have a general idea, these things will change people's minds. So the kitchens are often referred to as the heart of the home. Kitchen's a crucial area for buyers. A well-designed, modern, and spacious kitchen can significantly increase a home's appeal. Features like updated appliances, ample counter space, and an attractive layout are highly sought after. Now, all this is true, but I understand not all of us have modern and brand new homes to sell. So, fear not. In the following slides, you're going to see that I specifically chose photographs of very normal, everyday homes. These are not luxury listings. And you're going to be able to see how, with just a couple of very, very simple tweaks, or just the knowledge, right? Just the knowledge of avoiding certain things in a photo, you're going to see the difference it makes in very regular homes that you and I live in, your neighbors live in. I'm not talking about, mansions where everything, I always say, and it's true, some of these $20 million homes that you see on TV and stuff like that, truly, I mean, there's no way to make that look bad, right? It would have to be incredibly, incredibly cluttered and gross for it to come off poorly. But those homes are really easy to sell. They always look nice. So I wanted to bring to you very everyday listings that you and I might have. Bathrooms. And again, guys, these are the three areas that are known to sell the home. These are the things that buyers walk into and buyers look in photographs that they might not even be interested in a listing simply because the pictures of these three areas are not up to par. Or not just the picture, but the area is not up to par. It doesn't seem appealing. So in bathrooms, particularly the primary bathroom, are major selling points. Buyers usually look for clean, updated bathrooms with good fixtures, lighting, and if possible, plenty of space, right? Nobody wants to be in a tiny, cramped bathroom. And we're going to talk about how, if it is a tiny bathroom, how you can make it look larger and more spacious, just so it's appealing. Having something that's small, very cluttered, makes it look worse. A home with multiple bathrooms is often more appealing, especially in family-oriented markets. I know in my area, that's very much the case. The primary bedroom often is spacious, comfortable, and well lit. This is what people want to see in a primary bedroom. They want to make sure that they have space in their primary bedroom. Features like a walk-in closet, an ensuite bathroom, and room for a large bed and additional furniture like a couch or a little reading area with a chair and a table that can make a primary bedroom more attractive to potential buyers. All right, so let's get started looking at some pictures. So lighting's really simple, guys. Very, very simple. As you can see here, none of the furniture was touched. So this is an example of, if you are using your cell phone, right, or a camera of your own, you want to make sure that the area is as well lit as possible. And so you're going to see the difference, right? From left here before, the left-hand side, to the right-hand side, the after. Again, in these photos, because it's not going to be true in the remaining slides. In these photos here, nothing else was touched. This is simply lighting. So this home has the same furniture on the left as it does on the right, and it is the same rooms on the left as it is on the right. You can see what a massive impact lighting has on the appeal of a home. And so this is the first thing, right, that people see on the internet. So I think it's really important. And I started with this. I didn't start with curb appeal, even though that's, on the outside of the home. I am going to wrap up with that though. But in my opinion, the most important thing is lighting. If they're dark photos, people are just going to click right on by, not interested. Majority of people. So please light your photos so you can see what a massive difference this makes. And even if it has to be in post-production, if you are a photographer, takes dark photos, just say, hey, I want them bright, light, bright, and airy. Tell your photographer, light, bright, and airy. Those are the words you're going to want to mention to them so that they give you the result here on the right side. Declutter. Simple touches make a big difference. Again, these are also the exact same rooms. So take, note, look at these photos, analyze them. These are the exact same rooms. On the left-hand side is a bathroom. And what I want to indicate to you here is pay close attention to the vanity space. On the left, we've got a bad photograph. You're showing a towel, a cord, you got makeup brushes in there, personal items, right? Not only that, but take a look at the background. You see the tub, you see inside to the shower tub area. Goodness, that could have been a toilet back there, and it would look just as awful. So it really doesn't matter, you want to go ahead and declutter that space. So tell your sellers, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, please take a look at these photos and look at the difference that they make. Ooh, how much more appealing is that bathroom, same bathroom on the right, where, the color has been removed. It's all neutral, and you do not see the tub. Now that's a photo thing, we're going to talk about that with Jean next week. This is an angle thing, right? What they did was they got down a little lower. Well, they removed the soap and stuff from the shower. That's number one, right? But they got a little lower, and that helps with the angle. And then we don't see the tub anymore, right? So that's an angle thing. But in addition, they totally decluttered that vanity space, and look at the difference it makes. And then on the right-hand side, kitchens, massive, massive, massive area for a lot of personalization, right? Take a look at that fridge. What do we have on that fridge? We've got family photos. I mean, I know on mine, we've got magnets of everywhere we've been, family photos, when the girls every month I've got 2 daughters, and, we've got everything from school on there, calendar, I've got my shopping list, honor roll, certificates, and all that good stuff. But when you're selling a home, nobody else wants to feel like it's somebody else's. Let me say that again. When you're selling a home, you have to realize nobody else that walks in that home wants to feel like it's somebody else's. You want to declutter and depersonalize as soon as possible, especially when you're doing these photos. These photos live on the internet. These are the photos that are going to be on Zillow, that they're going to see on the MLS, realtor.com, et cetera, et cetera. So not only did they change the angle of this photo, right? And we eliminated the fridge. If you notice from top to bottom, again, it is an angle play. Someone did do something with the angle, and we did make this room look a lot nicer and more appealing. The kitchens, and that way you also see the light fixture, where on the top photo in the before, it's just a shadow, and people are like, what is that? It begs a question. Are those stains on the wall? I don't even really know. But in this case, what these sellers did was they did do some, little bit of changes, not only decluttering those countertops. As you notice, we've got almost nothing on them, right? But they also did some revamping, a little bit of a facelift. They modernized a very regular home. If you notice here, this home is not this is not a luxury kitchen. It is super spacious and wonderful, but it looks very dated, right? So this agent was smart enough to tell their sellers, hey, if you would like to see a larger return on selling this home, or selling it quicker, possibly a combination of both, you might want to invest in getting all those appliances to match. Let's do them all stainless steel, and then maybe modernize the cabinets just a bit. And what they did was, it looks like they did the face of the cabinets and painted that center island a contrasting color. Really simple fixes, right? They did I see that the stove is upgraded. So they went ahead and matched the stove to the stainless dishwasher that they had before. And that way it just, everything is tied in with a nice little bow and looks very cohesive. Nothing's mismatched. And that helps with the eye visually, with decluttering and sprucing things up. It really does. As you see, this kitchen looks like a complete renovation, and yet there's not a stitch of granite here. And I want everyone to see that. You can make massive, massive changes to the home without spending a lot of money. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. I think it's very interesting that not only, and we'll go over these photos with Jean, not only did they change the angle, but they made a couple of very, very crucial changes here. The cabinet pulls are the same. I thought maybe even the hardware was changed, but no, it's the same there. So guys, this is a great visualization of how very little can go a very long way. And so here, same room. These are all the same rooms. So the top, you've got the befores, and on the bottom, we have afters. These are the same rooms. So we've got a bedroom here on the left, a children's bedroom. Look how cluttered it is. And if someone walks into this room, right, they're going to feel probably the overwhelm of everything that's on the floor. But this is typical. This is how people live. We have children. Everything that it is to live in a home is wonderful. However, when you're selling it, you want to like I said, minimalize all that personalization and try to keep it as clean and tidy as possible. It is difficult, and most sellers have an issue, always having the home ready. So give them at least 24-hour notice is what I like to do. I don't like to do same day showings with my listings. I like to give my sellers the respect of, showing the home the way it should be shown and cleaning up and tidying up and etc. You see the difference it does make, right? So children's bedroom here on the left. In the middle, we have a living room, family room area. This is an example also of a better angle, right? We've made the room look probably 8 to 10 times larger by backing up and shooting at a different angle. So instead of going towards the corner, you're opening it up towards a hallway here where you can see that the room is much larger, and they backed up entirely to where we can see the ceiling. So this helps give the room really a more spacious feel. And then also on the right, the I guess office area, right? What they've done is they've decluttered that. They've removed that entirely, and you can see the difference that it makes in putting just a simple bookcase there, as opposed to having, chair and boxes and personal things on someone's desk. I mean, also, if that's someone's office out in the open, and you've got people rummaging through the house on, let's say, an open house, the last thing I would want is personal papers and whatnot from someone's desk, to go missing or misplaced. So make sure you just put the office stuff away. That makes a lot of sense, right? There's a lot of personal bank account information, numbers and things there you typically wouldn't want anyone else to see. So hide that, store it for the time being, but most definitely, at the very least, in the photos. At the very least, do these for photos. Take a look here, bathroom. On the left, we've got, and this is the same room, they've not done anything to it. We've dropped the angle again. The angle really does matter. We've dropped the angle of the photograph, and we've decluttered the vanity. And what a difference it can make when maybe, I don't know, $20, $25 in towels, they all match the flowers, matches the rug. You want to make it as visually appealing and as comfortable as possible. And on the bottom, we have a situation where this seller wanted to actually spruce up the bathroom without doing too much. And what they've done only, right? Better photo, yes, better quality of photo. But what they've done only is added a curtain rod with a curtain and removed that cabinet door. If you notice, right beyond the toilet, there's a cabinet door. A cabinet door really easily can be removed, just as it has, and you can go ahead and make that a little area for decor. They have it as storage and for towels, which is genius. But showing what that space is, as opposed to it being a cabinet door as it was before, really gives it a more modern effect, and really it looks more visually appealing. It's a great place to put some decor there and let the new owners know, that it can be both functional, and decorative piece. They went ahead and tied in the colors. Great color scheme here, works with the bathroom, right? They found blue and brown. And again, these are not super updated. And that's what I wanted to show you. Doesn't need to be multi-million-dollar homes to be able to do this job well. You can spruce any home up and give it just a very small facelift when you're going to sell and list. It does matter. It does really matter. And lastly, I want to talk to you guys about curb appeal. Yes, this is where we start. We start in the front of the home, I know. But certain things are, let's say the interior of the home, right? I would believe, in my opinion, what I've held many open houses, I will have a lot of buyers more intrigued with the interior of the home than the exterior, simply because this is a very easy fix, right? And this is a landscaping company that can come and do this, but it's also not incredibly necessary. I want to talk to you about curb appeal in this sense, but also just this general sense. Is this necessary to sell a home? No. Does your home need to have flowers on the outside? Am I saying that you need to go put all these specialty trees, and shrubs and all of that on the? No, I'm not saying that either. But please, if there's, if there are weeds, pull the weeds. If there is trash, pick up the trash. Make sure you hide the garbage cans. Just simple, very common sense things that you would assume are common sense are not always. So please make sure you tell your sellers at the very least, no, your home does not need to have all this landscaping, but at the very least, guys, put your trash cans away, pull some weeds. If there's any stains in the grass or the driveway, those are really, really easy fixes. That's a Walmart run or a Home Depot run, really easy fix, right? But you don't need to do all this landscaping, but take a look at what a beautiful difference this does make, right? All they've done is add some little walkway area that they already had there, but what they did was they expanded it. They made it look more inviting. I want to walk up to the home on the right. It seems like quaint and it's very cottagey and it just makes me feel homey. The one on the left does not give me that initial impression, right? It's a beautiful home. It is what it is, but what they've done to it on the right-hand side is a beautiful example of curb appeal. Driving by, the right one grabs your attention far more than the one on the left does. So it's not necessary, not mandatory at all, of course, but if you show your sellers and they're open to some suggestion of yours and have a little bit of money to spend, doing something in the front is a great idea to grab attention right from the street. People driving by, you are going to grab their attention, and people coming to that open house or visiting for a showing, they are going to feel way more inviting and more invited and welcoming into the home when it does look like this. So I want to talk to you about National Association of Realtors' top 5 do's in home staging. And again, I believe I touched upon all these things, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we did touch upon all these. Focus on curb appeal. Yep. Make the best first impression by sprucing up the lawn and landscape. Again, you don't need to be installing all these shrubs and flowers if the seller doesn't want to. That's perfectly fine. I myself sold a home a couple of years ago and did not want to do anything to the front. And then I realized I was like, I'm selling this home and I'm selling it as is, it's as is. But then I realized that I could draw more attention by, doing $100 in flowers in the flower bed out front instead of just leaving it mulch. And sure enough, the minute I made that change, we had a slew of showings and did sell the home. So I know from personal experience, both being on the realtor side and having sold my personal homes, that it does make a difference, guys. Declutter, and neutralize. You did notice that I did say several times, and I pointed out in the photos, we want to neutralize things. And if you do love color, let's say, I love color too, make sure it's all one color, that they complement each other. We don't want clashing colors and flowers that don't match in rooms that don't make any sense. So make sure that it just all makes sense. Refresh your walls, rugs, and window treatment. Not everyone has those. I know here in South Florida, a lot of us have shutters of some sort, plantation shutters, Roman shades, things like that on the inside. But if you do have window treatments, make sure that they're, free of dust and hair particles. Make sure they're clean. I've seen everything. Rugs and walls, make sure those are clean too. With the walls, a really, really good tip I can give you is magic eraser. The magic eraser is my favorite. It's a Mr. Clean. You wet it, it's like a little sponge. You wet it and you rub it on the wall. It will take off any marks and scuffs, and careful, sometimes paint too. You don't want to rub it too hard because I have removed paint with that thing. Be careful, but I keep those in my car. Literally, I have a magic eraser with me wherever I go. If I walk into a home, and I'm hosting an open house that afternoon, I will run through, and if anything's been dinged from, furniture moving, etc., I just go ahead and use the magic eraser and get that off. Brighten and add warmth. So not only is this prevalent in photos, right? You want to brighten them and add some warmth in photos, but in real life too. What does that mean? Means if a room is very dark, make it brighter. If you have a dark bedroom, we want bright linens. We want that contrast. What you want is your buyers to walk the home and feel like it's light, bright, and airy. I had mentioned that before. Make it shine. Make it shine, is interesting. What you want to do is think of it like a shiny new toy, right? You want to scuff anything out of that. You want to buff it. You want to make sure that it looks its absolute best. So focus on making the home shine. If you can, in any and every way possible. And as the agent, these are just some tips that I have for you that we can provide to our sellers. I hope that we all have a very, very productive new year. That's what I'm hoping for all of us. And we'll go through these things next week with Jean specifically. And again, if you're joining me midway, Jean is part of Marketaholics here in Miami, and they're a company that specializes in doing marketing for real estate agents. They do everything from photography to videography, drone photos, and all of that good stuff. And I'm going to go over all of these slides with Jean next week, and we're going to have conversations about how these angles matter, how the lighting matters, and then some real life situations that he can give us, that he's had, and how he's gone into even walking into a home where he was like, whoa, this is not prepped for photography, and then making it work, and doing some things that he can give you some tips on, simply just remove a dog cage out of a photo, snap the photo, and then bring the dog cage back in, simple things like that. But thank you for joining me. If anyone has any questions, please unmute yourself if you can. If not, now's the time. I'm going to go in and see if we've got anything in the chat. Okay, we don't. Now's your time, guys. If you've got any questions, want me to show a slide again so you can screenshot it, let me know. If not, we'll just move on, and I'll let you know that you can catch this and all of the Tuesdays and Thursdays on the replay on YouTube. On the right-hand side, you're going to see that F.Achiever, and right below it, replay. This is where you're going to be able to find on YouTube our playlist for all of these. Again, Tuesdays and Thursdays sessions are going to be found there. Just search David A. Kurz, and you'll find our playlist in the YouTube channel. And join me here every Tuesday at 11 at thefreedomzoom.com and register for our coaching at the Freedom Achiever Academy.com. Register for this class. That way, specifically, you'll get a little alert in your inbox. We'll let you know when the class is starting. You register at thefreedomcoaching.com. You can register for this one and several coming weeks, and that way you don't have to worry about it. It'll notify you in your inbox. And again, next week we're going to be talking about this and tips and conversations with Jean Moniz of Marketaholics. On the left-hand side, you can contact me with the flamingo, Rosie Sells Miami, anywhere and everywhere. You can find me on Instagram, Rosie Sells Miami, and my email is rosiesellsmiami@gmail.com. If you've got any questions and need any of these slides, can't wait for the replay, just let me know, and I have no problem emailing anything to you. All right, guys, it was a pleasure, and I'll catch you next week with Jean.